Nick Sirianni Live, presented by Premier Orthopedic.
Since he got here.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of taking care of his body and getting himself in good shape, and so he's worked really hard, in both in the classroom, on the field, and the weight room, every chance he's gotten, and so he's obviously talented, and look forward to continue to work with him.
We haven't talked to you since it's been made known that you will rest most of your starters in Jalen Hurts. What led you to that decision?
Yeah, I think I discussed that with you guys as far as just all the things that I kind of take in hand, and at the end of the day, not a I went with it's not a guarantee that we can get the 2 seed, but I can guarantee we get I can rest the starters, right? And so just thought that was the best thing for our football team right there. Feel really good about the guys that are going to go in there and play. Obviously, you can't rest everybody. And so, we've had a good week of practice. We're going in there to try to win the game with some guys that haven't played a ton of snaps on offense and defense, but obviously have contributed. But just felt like that was the best thing for the football team, for this week moving forward.
Obviously, there are stakes on the line with this game. Are you excited to see some of these players? It's different than a Week 18 last year where there's actually stakes involved. Are you excited to see them in a situation like this?
Yeah. Always, anytime guys get to step on the field and, get an opportunity to play, you're always excited about that. You get to see them a lot in practice, but, obviously game's different, and you get really excited about, some of these guys' opportunities.
Okay. Is it still a full bore practice for the starters? You saw that Jalen Carter and Marcus Epps show up on the injury report afterwards, and can you give any kind of update on those guys?
Yeah, we worked. We worked. Practice a little bit was a little bit different, but no, we had a good working session. It's still really important that you're continuing to develop your fundamentals and getting better as a player. So we worked these, and it was a good week of practice.
And then as far as Epps and Carter, can you give any kind of update on those guys?
Yeah, obviously Marcus with the concussion protocol, I can't really get too much into that. And, Jalen, is just trying to get back and be full strength.
Kind of following up on, on Dave's question, a guy like Darius Cooper has kind of had a, bigger role as the season's gone on, but, obviously, playing Sunday, it could be a different type of experience for him. How much have you seen him grow during the season, and where do you think he is right now?
Yeah, he's another guy that works really hard, and I think that's a product of the guys that he's around. He works hard because he has that in him. But then that's the standard of our guys of going out there every day and working their butts off to work to get better. And so he continues to get better because you got no choice when you work that way, when you love football, when you're tough, like all those things that Darius is. You got no choice but to get better. So he's doing a good job getting better. He's served a good role for us this season, and we look for that to continue to him to do that and to continue to grow and excel in his role.
It's 2 years now with Jahan Dotson not getting obviously a lot of targets during the season. How does he handle that, and how difficult can that be for a receiver?
Yeah, I think that is always a challenge. But I can't tell you how many times I'll put on the tape or show the tape in here from a game or a practice and show him busting his butt, trying to get a block or running off somebody, and taking advantage of the opportunities when the ball does come to him. And so I think he handles it great. Understand that they're, receivers want to catch the football. But he does the little things for his teammates to help the team, and you always admire that. I think back to the Super Bowl last year, and he's always had a knack of making the plays that do come to him. And think back on the Super Bowl last year, and he has the one that that gets us down to the 1 yard line. He has an opportunity to reach the ball and put the ball at risk and score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, or be a selfless teammate, and he's a selfless teammate. That's who he is, and that's why guys respect him and like him, and that's why I respect him and like him, and just a really good teammate.
As your
back
game
up
goes on,
more.
will you know what's going on in the Bears game, and could that affect any game management or even roster decisions?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we will. We're still discussing through some of that. I mean, they put it on the scoreboard, and I'm looking at the scoreboard quite a bit just to rewatch plays or stuff like that. So you see it, yeah, we'll see how it goes as the game goes on.
Jordan, mind that the regular season comes up. How have you seen Jalen throughout this year handle kind of the different ways, the approaches that you've tried on offense, and is that unique to this season of how many different ways that y'all approach them?
I think you're constantly throughout the year, you're constantly tweaking, adjusting, and doing different things. Like Jalen is, obviously does a great job with, any change, anything that happens. He puts everything into it to help himself do the best job that he can do that week. And how much he has the desire to win and get better and be the best football player he can. And so he, that's what you love about Jalen, his consistency and his approach and how he goes about work every day. Because all he wants to do is win and be the best player that he can possibly be. And that's why I admired it.
Jordan Mailata mentioned how beyond the physical rest, there's a mental component to this. How much did that factor in your decision, and did you have conversations with certain players to factor in that into your decision?
Yeah, you're always in constant communication with everybody. At the end of the day, and that's with every decision you make, Jeff. Have a lot of experts in a lot of different areas that help you make decisions and help you. But at the end of the day, I got to make the decision that's the best for the team. And what I would say with Jordan is, and a lot of our guys, is just how much they've done this week to help their teammates get ready to play the game. And so Jordan says he has a mental rest, but he's out there in walkthroughs being the scout team player, and I know he's coaching his butt off and knowing the team like he knows them. He's been trying to help these guys get ready to go. But yeah, we've had a good approach this week, about just resting, but also doing the little things that we need to do to help us get better and set us up for the long run.
Thanks, folks.
Nick Sirianni Live, presented by Premier Orthopedics.